again with this. With the amount of parts that this kit is displaying, I have a feeling, it feels like I'm going to be building a perfect grade kit. I should do an audit of how many parts this thing has. I know that master grade kits will always have more than roughly 200, maybe 220, maybe close to 300 parts. I have no idea. But not the problem of how many parts. It's how to make sense of it all. And of course, to avoid a repeat of my previous kit. I have a feeling I know what I did wrong, but you know, I don't know. The one thing you want to do is move forward, keep yourself concentrated. A lot of people were sending me comments of how they lost their parts. From one day it's on their clip, ready to be painted. The next day it's gone. One day they left their parts on top of a table, the same table that their kids play on, and whatnot. You know, these are things that happen. This is occupational hazards, you could say. Now for me, I don't have that problem where I move my stuff around. I keep it all in the same area. But of course there are times where I have to move some stuff if I decide to take a break from building. You know, I have to do other things around the house as well, and then I may forget, and I may have accidentally... I have a feeling I took that part, put it someplace, and all of a sudden it's going to pop out of nowhere. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, it's when I was working on the 00 Quanta. I think I'm going to stop talking about that 00 Quanta. By now you guys are probably sick and tired of it, so we'll forget about that. But the one thing, of course, is not to lose parts. That's the one thing. So make sure that when you have small parts, especially these little red ones here, once you separate them, keep them in a tray, so that way, you know, put them in a container that you can close up and you know it's there. That you don't, you know, it doesn't stray away. It doesn't interfere with anything. If you're working on it, detailing it, and you're done with it, put it in a container, put it to the side, move on to the next section of your build. Now, there's a lot of plastic here. I'm wondering how it's going to be like when the master grade Psycho Zaku comes out. Because that kit, even though it's going to be probably the same thing as this one, where you're going to have the part covering up the inner joints, it's going to be the same. It's going to be, I guess, a different mold. I don't know what this one's for, but the majority of the parts is going to probably be not the arm. There's not going to be no armor. It's all weaponry. The booster, the bazookas, the railgun, all that stuff. I wonder, and of course, what P Bandai gimmick it's going to introduce in this. And then, of course, going back to Comic-Con, I'm hoping that I'll find another P Bandai exclusive kit that's not too expensive at the show. Don't know if Bluefin is going to be selling any P Bandai exclusive kits there. I haven't looked at Comic-Con's website yet to see if they're going to be selling some exclusive kits. Usually, I remember last year we saw some exclusive kits, but nothing to write home about or anything like that. Maybe this year we'll see something more unique. Yeah, I'll do the white parts. It'll be nice if they had like what is it? The master grade. Oh, okay. That's a good segue conversation here. We all know that we're going to be seeing some new kits shown at the show. Always, they did that last year with the Barbados, the 1/100 scale, which didn't come out a couple months later. And we'll probably see the Sakuzaku on display at Comic-Con 2016 in New York. But it'd be nice if they showed some P-Bandai exclusive kits that will, of course, be coming out soon, and as well as maybe some if you can purchase some P-Bandai kits. I'm not paying a lot of money. Hopefully, somebody said, will Bandai sell P-Bandai exclusive kits to the public, outside of Atlanta, outside of Japan, where it's easy for us to get and not pay a lot of money for them. Nobody knows. We're all slowly waiting for that moment where we could do that. But until then, I know there are a lot of die-hard modelers out there who will definitely pony up the extra money just to get that unique kit. Alright, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 trays, and I should have, I have the white, I have the charcoal, the red, the blue, and then I have a smaller tray which I had somewhere around here. Yeah, here it is. I use that for the orange. So let me begin removing all these parts and we'll review them, okay? So give me some moment, give me some time. Okay, I've separated all the parts based on the colors. Red, white, blue, charcoal, light charcoal, and the orange, yellow, and very little, clear green parts. Oh, and I made a mistake. I thought that I paint the the cannons with the orange part. I didn't realize that there were circle ones there, so didn't notice that until now. And of course, I have the poly caps, which I haven't removed. I went ahead and began putting together and gluing these two pieces here. I'm just waiting until they dry so I can sand them down, and I'll spray it with a spray can of paint outside. There are 2 more parts for that, which is in here. Yeah, these 2 parts, which I'll have to clean. And these 2 parts are critical because it's required for the little thing that we have to put through for the for that mesh type cloth that goes into the joint. So you definitely need this, but that goes here to hold up the Gundam compared to this one. Don't know why they decided to forego this with this. Don't know. But I began removing and checking parts, making sure that I don't lose nothing. I almost did, but I found it. And then I began reviewing which parts that we need, which parts we don't. But the one that caught me by surprise was going back to this. We'll go back here. So this is E26. Now remember that these are the E's are the white the whites. And I'm going to pull it out right now. I'll just need one. I don't need all of them. Okay. Here we go. So here is the part that this instruction says you don't need. You see that? I was wondering why. Maybe it was a typo. Maybe somebody put the X on it and forgot to say, no, you really need this or something. So I went through each and every page looking for what part it is. Going through each and every page, looking at the arms, the legs, whatever.
It wasn't until I got to the part where you put on the armor. Let me see if I can find it. Not here, not here. Okay, there we go. When I got to the armor on page 23, I saw this, H20. H20 is, well, the H plate is all blue. Where are you? Here it is. And here it is. So, let's put this back here. We have a blue and a white part, both the same. Makes me wonder why they did that. Why did they give you a blue part, yet they also give you a white part? To understand that, we need to look at the actual molding, the actual tree molding. Alright, so here's the molding for the H. And that blue one was here. Like, it looked like that they added at the end of this, like, say, okay, we're going to do a little bit here and there. So that's understandable. For the white part, it was located, I believe, here. I gotta second guess myself. Yes, number 26. So yeah, it was located here. Couldn't they leave this blank and not have an extra part? Doesn't make any sense. I understood about the orange part, obviously, but for this, you're not using it for another kit. And there's no description that, you know, you could switch from blue to white, so it doesn't make any sense why they did that. They could have easily not used it in the mold, or they could have put like a solid, like maybe a long part, a long extra sprue part there, but they decided to add more mold, more plastic. Can't figure that out. I don't know if you guys can figure that out. But it is what it is. It's an extra part. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to omit it. And it's going to be in my parts bag. But that's what I discovered. And for those of you who, of course, are building it and you're trying to figure out what the hell it is, there you go. Alright, so I'm going to begin cleaning up all these parts. This is going to take me a couple of days, maybe a day or two in between, because I got to do some stuff. And then we'll move on to the assembly of the inner frame and see how it looks.